Court. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here and watching this video. Today I have a story time video for you. I haven't filmed one of these in a long time, so forgive me if I lost my mojo in telling stories. I really wanted to film this video for you guys. I always say in my story time videos that I have a list of stories that I want to say, but I just never get to them, or I end up posting a different video. So I actually am going to take the initiative and start the chain of videos that are all kind of synced together to make up kind of like my life story. So I'm not gonna say too much other than thank you so much for 104 subscribers. It's a lot to me that I even have 1 subscriber, and I never thought I would even get to 100 subscribers. So shout out to my boyfriend's best friend for being my 100th subscriber. Hi Malachi. And also his sister. I love his sister because she always sends me Snapchats of her and her mother watching my videos on their flat screen in their living room, which I don't know if I'm embarrassed about or if I'm really excited about it. But hi Ari, I love you. Thank you for watching. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get right into the story. So this story takes place my sophomore year of high school. At the time, I had been dating this kid, and we will call him Jimmy for the sake of not having to call him this kid the whole video. We had been dating for about 2 or 3 months when I started my sophomore year of high school. At this point, we had already moved up to the Bay Area after my mom started the divorce process with her husband. So I was in a whole different county, way far away, like an hour and 45 minutes away from him. We had already had a really rough summer, arguing all the time, trying to figure out how we were gonna make our relationship work because we were now in a long distance relationship at 15 and 16 years old, and we didn't know if it was gonna work, but all we knew is that we really wanted to try and make it work. We had waited forever to actually be together because in 7th grade I moved away and we never, really got the option, but we had always wanted to. Me and I had been fighting a lot because of the girl that I started to be really good friends with, and we'll name her Alex. Alex and I started to hang out a lot, and I remember one day after school, I think we were getting to go on spring break or something like that, hanging out after school, and I was on the phone with Jimmy and we were arguing about if we were gonna see each other when I was on break and if I was gonna come down there, what I was getting ready to do that night, and it just turned into an argument. I ended up hanging up the phone on him, and me and Alex headed over to the Denny's down the street from our school to get something to eat before we went to her house for the night. While we were sitting in Denny's, I get a call from one of my guy friends that I had met from living in this new neighborhood. Kid asked me what I was doing. I told him where we were at, and he was like, okay, cool, a couple of friends and I are gonna come hang out with you guys if you don't mind. We were like, yeah, cool, no problem. So they get to the Denny's, and I remember walking outside to go and meet him so he didn't have to walk in by himself. He pulled up in this huge lifted white Chevy truck with these 2 other boys. One of them has a very specific role in my life that these stories, anyway, I'll get there. They hop out of the car and they're like, hey, what's up? The other 2 boys introduce themselves, and then we go back into the Denny's. So we're sitting there, we're talking, and I specifically remember this one guy who we will name Cody. He had just mentioned that he had just gotten out of jail for the night because he trespassed on some property that you're not allowed to be on or something, plus he broke curfew, and he had a bunch of underage kids in his car. He was 18, so that's why he was arrested. 1 for trespassing and 2 for having a bunch of underage kids out past curfew. So I just remember we were all holding a conversation, starting to make plans of what we wanted to do that night, and in the same parking lot as that Denny, there is a bowling alley. So we were like, we might as well just go over there and go bowling. That should be fun. So we're bowling, we're having a good time, and I kind of pulled my friend aside and I was like, hey, Cody's really cute. I'm kind of digging his personality a little bit, and I don't know what to do. Me and Jimmy are fighting. I don't want anything to happen. Just make sure nothing happens. But me and Jimmy break up. I call dibs on Cody and made this pact in the bathroom of this bowling alley, me and Alex, that I called dibs on Cody, no matter what. So the night went on, we were having a good time, and then it came time that Cody, was gonna take us all home. Just so happened to be the last person he took home because I was the last stop on the way. We dropped Alex off because her house was right down the street from the bowling alley, and then we dropped the other 2 boys off, and then he dropped me off because my house was on the way to his house. It was just me and him in the truck. This kid is really cute. I kind of want to hang out with him more. I'm kind of into him. But I didn't know what to think because I was still very much in love with Jimmy and with Jimmy, and I didn't want to do anything, until I figured out that situation. And Cody drops me off at home, and then it kind of just became a thing that every day during spring break, me and Alex, those two other boys, and this kid Cody, we hung out, and that's who I hung out. And I know my mom is gonna watch this video, and she doesn't know this. One night, my mom had just met this new guy, and they were starting to date, and is actually the guy that she's still with now, so hi Dennis. I was out with him, and she spent the night over at his house, and I had the house to myself. My sister was gone. I invited Cody and those other two boys over to the house to like hang out with me, and one of the boys ended up leaving, so Cody and I'll just name this other kid. So Cody and Josh ended up staying. Just, we talked all night. Both of these boys ended up like staying the night at my house, and they slept in my bed. Sorry, Mom. Like having like crazy butterflies in my stomach, like something I hadn't felt since the last time I saw Jimmy, because I hadn't seen Jimmy in so long, and I was just lonely kind of, and I just needed, like, I don't know, however much a 16-year-old needs companionship. I just really wanted to like be with this Cody kid so bad. First of all, he drove, and we were able to go and do things, and spend the night in my house. The morning comes, my mom is getting ready to come home. I woke up hella early, and I was like, you two need to leave. You need to not be here when my mother gets here. It's a situation I just don't want to deal with, so you guys need to leave. But he kind of stopped at the door and was like, I had fun. He kissed me. I was into it. I was really into it. So at that point in time, I knew I was going to be with this Cody kid. Like, the day went on. I had pictures from the night before, and I remember one of the boys who left had his shirt off for some reason. I think they were like throwing water at each other or something like that. He had his shirt off, and I remember we all took like a picture. I was stupid enough to post it on Facebook. Me and Jimmy had talked on the phone, and he called me, and he was a little irritated about the fact that I posted that picture, and he was just like, what the heck? Like, how would you feel if I posted a picture and I had my shirt off and I was around a bunch of girls? Like, how would you feel? Okay, like, to be honest, like, we haven't seen each other in 3 months. I don't really want to deal with this kind of situation, so you can be mad all you want, but like, I could give 2 shits less. Tried to convince him so bad, like, I didn't do anything. I felt really bad because obviously I was lying, because Cody kissed me that same day that we were arguing about all of this stuff. Like, I don't want to talk about this right now. I'm gonna go. I will text you. We'll talk throughout the day, but like, I just don't want to talk about this right now. When my mom finally came home, I kind of told her everything I was feeling with this new kid. Obviously, I didn't tell her that he spent the night at my house. I just asked her, like, what would you do if you were in this situation? Am I in the wrong? And she was just like, Courtney, you gotta think about it from his point of view. Like, how would you feel if you saw him with his shirt off in a picture with a bunch of girls around? And I was like, yeah, you're right. And we just kind of talked for hours about it. I texted Jimmy, and I told him, like, I'm sorry, you're right. Like, I won't do anything like that again. As time went on, a couple weeks went by. I was continuously hanging out with Cody. Every single day I was with Cody and his friends and Alex, getting so excited. Cody would pick me up after school, and we would go to Alex's. All at this same time, I would be texting Jimmy. I didn't want to be wasting my time or Jimmy's time any longer, so my texts got shorter. Response quickness got longer. We knew that it was coming to a point where we were about to end, like we were going to break up. Spring break ended, we were over at Alex's house, and me and Josh decided to show up, and we were all just hanging out. At this point, Alex didn't know that me and Cody were like hanging out, or kissing and holding hands or anything like that. I want to keep this a secret. She knows I'm dating Jimmy, and she'll be honestly so pissed at me if she knows that like I'm doing this. Cody was like, I'm hungry, like let's go to Taco Bell. Alex called one of her like older brothers or friends or something to come and pick us up. Alex and Josh went to get in the car first. I was still in the house like grabbing my wallet or my purse or something. Cody was still in there too, so I went to walk out the house, and Cody kind of like pulled me back and pushed me up against the wall and kissed me. Cheating on my boyfriend. This is not okay. Like, I need to tell him that like we're not gonna be together anymore, and like I just need to end this. After that week, I kind of just had some thinking time. I would ask my mom, like, I don't know what to do. I'm confused. I don't know which one to pick or be with. How, like, help me choose what to do here. I just came to the conclusion that I needed to end it with Jimmy, because there was no way I could go on, drop Cody, but still know that I I cheated on Jimmy. Came to the day of mine and Jimmy's 6-month anniversary, and I just knew I had to end it. I called him and I kind of just told him, this isn't working out for me anymore. We haven't seen each other in months. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It was just a really heartbreaking conversation. He started crying. I started crying. Just like, well, is there somebody else? And I lied, and I was just like, no, there's nobody else. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I just don't think we should be together anymore. I'm breaking up with you. He was so heartbroken, and it hurt me so bad because it wasn't that I didn't want to be with him. Distance between us just hurt so bad because I did love him so much, but I couldn't continue to be with him doing what I was doing. And at 16 years old, it was just kind of a, well, I'm not gonna marry you kind of thing. Yeah, that's how mine and Jimmy's relationship ended the first time, and that's how I cheated on my boyfriend. Before you go judging me, just remember that I was 16 years old. I was in high school. I had no idea what I was doing. I was in love for the first time, and I was also heartbroken for the first time. Shit just happened. That is the story about the time I cheated on my boyfriend. Sorry if I didn't tell that story very well. I would never, ever, ever change where I am now because I love Andrew to death. There are many, many more stories about Jimmy. If you guys want to hear those, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media. I always have it linked in the description bar below. Leave me some comments on what you guys want to see next. I'm thinking about vlogging this weekend, so let me know if you're interested in that. Thank you guys so much for 104 subscribers. I can't even believe it. Love you guys so much. I am so thankful that I have people watching me on here. That's the end of this story time. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.